Listen, family. I see we got Sean in the building. We got fire emojis in the building. Hey, y'all see fire emojis? Fire emojis. We got fire emojis in the building, family. We gonna bring you back, Kendrick. We gonna get you back, brother. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They were circling the wagons on you, brother. I seen them. They were circling the wagons. Goodness gracious. But y'all know Kendrick. Y'all do know Kendrick can box. King Kendrick, he can box. You know what I mean? What up? Ben did that cash is. Y'all know King Kendrick can box. See, what King Kendrick do, he sit around and let people say little things, but you know he can box, right? He be playing like, okay. I hear he nice with the hands, but hey, I ain't the one to gossip. Anyway, salute to my brother King T. King T, I got to call you on the off time. You know what I'm talking about? I got to call you on the off time. We got to chop it up. Talk about that Cali life. Family, tonight we got a serious one tonight, but I want to give you all a chance to get up in here, family. This is maybe something you're not even heard about. You know what I mean? I want all the smoke. Say he want to go a few rounds with Kendrick. Come on, man. Not today, man. The European killing us, man. We can't kill each other. We can disagree, but we can't kill each other. We can't kill our army. But with that being said, man, I got my brother King T in the building. My brother Sean. Man, shout out Max. He said, so can Tank. Listen, family, I try to get this thing started. Stop, man. Y'all gonna get me in trouble, man. Stop. Y'all play too much. This is serious business tonight. Family, what do y'all think about that show with Unc now? Y'all see that? What up, Nolan Smart? Y'all see that show with Amen Rod or Pseudo Killers? Man, listen, that's a show you got to go back and watch. Then you will really see the pseudo. You follow me? That's a show you got to go back and watch. Man, listen, I like Amen Rod Squad for the Bodega Scholarship that they give on 125th and the Conscious Community Scholarship that they give. And I think the brother had some pretty good points. But when you really look at the information that was presented last night, it was cherry-picking information. Let's be honest. They was drawing from the European. They was grabbing all European informations to validate their point. They didn't bring one African, not one. I'm talking about bona fide. Not one bona fide African scholar reference. Not one, nothing. I mean, you can't. One thing about me, you know what I'm saying? One thing about me, you cannot convince me of anything if the European is at the beginning of the conversation. So if you talk about vaccines and the European is right there at the beginning, I'm good. I ain't got nothing against Europeans per se. They do what they do. No problem. But they ain't going to do what they do to me no more. If I can help it. Sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes you can't help it because the European, you know what I mean? He got the ups on us. He got the jump on us. You know what I mean? He'll grab one of us to do what he won't do. Like in the Fred Hampton story. That's how he get the jump on us. You feel me? Sometimes you can't help it. He get the jump on us. He grab a Grandmaster J. He grab the guy in the Fred Hampton story. He get the jump on us. And we get caught slipping. I mean, so I'm just saying, as long as the European at the start of anything that's supposed to be my solution, Man, send me to the ancestors. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Look, death is but an illusion. Man is not the body nor the soul. He is a spirit and a part of Allah. Man, I'm good. Send me to the ancestors. I ain't going that route, trusting this person, these people who have perpetrated my demise from the time that I can remember. You know what I mean? Their fans are calling you an NOI apologist and using emotion, etc. called Sean on MBK a small-minded, childish fanatic. Man, listen, I really don't care what they call me. My thing is, I disagree with NOI on a whole host of subjects, but I just don't think NOI was proven to be wrong in the position that they presented last night. I don't care if they say I'm an NOI apologist. I agree. I got a video, a presentation coming out soon to show that the NOI grew out the Moorish Science Temple of America that is going to stir a lot of friction. I don't agree with NOI on a lot of different levels. You know what I'm saying? However, I don't think that they presented the facts as it relate to what they said they standing on and accusing NOI of. Not last night. They didn't even prove that they're a cult. Not last night. You know what I mean? So with that being said, family, 138 people in here now, and we know the numbers always build up. I always ask for you to share at least to 2 of your social medias. Share it to your IG, especially this show. Especially this show. This show is about the potential assassination, the alleged assassination. Strong probability that an assassination have occurred. I don't know the deep story. You know what I mean? I don't know the deep story. But tonight, we got our brother, Dr. Alli Muhammad, on the show to break down what happened, what took place right on the crux of the, what was that? Right on the crux of the Fred Hampton story. You follow what I'm saying? Right on the crux of the Fred Hampton story. It's crazy, family. The story is that this brother was poisoned. Like this brother was poisoned. Now I want to share this with you before I bring the guests on, right? I want to share with you some simple facts. Press 1 if you've seen the Fred Hampton, Chairman Fred Hampton story. Can you press 1 if you've seen that? If you haven't seen it, I will encourage you to see it. But press 1 if you've seen it. Press 1 if you've seen the Fred Hampton story, because this is very important. I think the Fred Hampton story that just came out in the movies and on HBO Max was well done. I followed Fred Hampton. I've read, I heard every speech. And one thing about the Fred Hampton story is that everybody should pay attention to. And Queen, you need to check it out. You will see how deep infiltration goes. It lines itself up with Grandmaster Jay almost completely, just a different set of circumstances. What it is this undercover is so undercover. I mean, this informant, he is so deep. He become the security of the Chicago Chicago branch of the Black Panther Party. He get right up there for security. And he was working for the people the whole time. And this is what I've been warning people all year about Grandmaster Jay. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. You know what I'm saying? It was a well-done movie. It was well done. I endorse the movie. It was so well done. It was so well done. The brother who portrayed Fred Hampton, you know what I mean? He tapped into the energy of Fred Hampton, kind of like, and I tell everybody, kind of like Jamie Foxx tapped into the spirit of Ray Charles. I don't know about anybody else, but this brother tapped into the energy of Fred Hampton. And when that brother was yelling and he said, I live for the people. I live for the people. I think he said, I live for the people. And he was just yelling it. And I mean, I could feel his energy in my living room. You know what I mean? For the people. For the people. Man, and when he looked his pregnant wife, in her face and explained to her, I mean, when she explained to her that he do this for the people. Yeah, he have a family, but he is in it for the people. Man, that was a powerful scene. That's what he said. I am a revolutionary. Oh, that's what he said. My wife in here right now. I'm high off the people. I'm high off the people. And only a true revolutionary will understand that. I mean, it was a phenomenal presentation of what they could fit in those 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Fred Hampton. And when you look at the snitch guy, you know what I mean? When you look at the snitch guy, it really gives you an inside look of how far this infiltration goes. And last but not least, before I bring the good doctor in, I want to, did you feel the point, when somebody said, did you feel the point in which Hollywood allowed such a movie to be made? Brother, that's what I'm about to talk about now. Did you feel the point in which Hollywood allowed such a movie to be made? I want to say this, family, although I endorse and I believe that this was a great movie, this is also a movie with a little witchcraft in it to warn you. It's a movie, although great, it's to warn you that you will die for this if you don't get your plan together. They will kill you if you raise up. That's what they want to put in the psyche. That's the underlining message. They want to put in the psyche. Such a great movie. This is one of the greatest productions that I've seen in a long time. And the underlining message is, if you rise up, we will kill you. And we don't want you rising up. So let us just keep giving you a warning that no matter how great you are, no matter how many guns you bust, no matter how many times you resist, you rise up, we will kill you. That's what they want to embed in the youth. That's what they want to embed in leaders. That's what they want to embed into the minds of true freedom fighters. But true freedom fighters don't pay that underlining message no mind. One of the greatest messages that you want to grab out of that movie is how this fool went against his own people for a couple cars and a couple of dollars. That's the part you really want to pay attention to. How our people can be so crazy, easily manipulated to throw us all under the bus. So we don't pay attention to the fear that they try to implant. We want to pay attention to the plant that they put into our movements. Very important. And another thing that I want to, before I bring my brother in and then the floor is his, he'll introduce himself. Another thing that you have to understand is that a lot of these things are ritualistic. Do you understand that? You have to understand that a lot of these things are ritualistic. The brother that was, listen to me, family, the brother that was said to be poison. And we'll hear the story. I don't know all the details. But the brother that was poisoned on the 12th of this month, do you know on the 12th of February in 1793, Congress passed the first fugitive slave law? Did you know that? That was the first law requiring the federal government to go after slaves who tried to rebel and resist on February the 12th. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? So the same way that law was passed, a ritual is usually done in commemoration as a reminder. Do y'all understand this? That was the first, February the 12th. These things be commemorations. These ritualistic killings to freedom fighters. This is why the freedom fighter always got to be on point. Because they want to tap into the cosmos. They want to tap into the cosmos by your energy. Send your energy to the vapors. See, this is a little bit too deep for somebody. I know y'all used to me be joking and playing, but this ain't no joke. They want your energy. They want to take someone's energy and transform it for their purpose. You got to understand this. And freedom fighters better be aware. Always on point. Do you also know in 1909, I'm going to give you one more. In 1909, February the 12th, I'm going to give you one more. February the 12th, 1909, the NAACP was formed by 47 Europeans and the master number 6. 47 Europeans and 6 so-called Negroes. "47 Europeans and 6 so-called Negroes." 6 is an earthly number. I'll get into some numbers later. You follow me? But when you get to 47, 4 plus 7 is 11. Plus 6, what is that, 17? 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 represent so above, so below. Just like when you look at the Star of David, you see the pyramid above, you see the pyramid below. The European is playing God above and God below. White mean purity, purity mean God, and God mean rule of the land. He's want to be your God. This is why the NAACP was formed on that number 8. You understand what I'm saying? It was formed on that number 8. Because he wants to be the one to perpetrate as if he has the freedom in his hand for you. It's all a game. It's all a game. And the last but not least, Sister Robin Wilkins-L, she put in there, this is also Lincoln's birthday on February the 12th. And what does that mean? There's a birthday celebration. Don't y'all do that all the time? Don't y'all do that? Don't y'all celebrate all the time on a birthday? What better celebration for the devil, for the lower self, but a sacrifice? Remember, people think Abraham Lincoln freed the slave. Brothers say 8 is infinity. When I'm talking about so above, the 2 circles, so above, above and below. That's what I'm talking about. But that's a whole nother conversation. That's this European playing God, is what I'm trying to tell you. And when you say 8 is infinity, that's a God number. Listen to me, family. Abraham Lincoln was supposed to have freed the slaves. He was born on February the 12th. Man, we better pay attention. All them other channels is not going to go into any science of significance as it relates to the universe. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to give it to you. You know what I mean? That's right. 8 is build and destroy. So that's what it is, family. Anybody that has interrupted, I just had to say bye-bye to common sense because he doesn't understand and he's a troll. And we are getting back to the sciences of our ancient forefathers. Anybody that comes in here a troll that try to doubt the science of our ancient forefathers, they got to go. I mean, they got to go. With that being said, family, I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. You know, this is serious business. You know what I mean? This is serious business. And they plan for keeps. They plan for keeps. So you better be on your watchtower. With that being said, I have my brother, Dr. Alli Muhammad, in the building. And not the Dr. Alli Muhammad that you know from the Sinetta thing. These real revolutionaries right here. You follow what I'm saying? He is the chief general in command of the Revolutionary Black Panther Party. He is going to give us the breakdown of what happened. Something happened. You follow what I'm saying? Something happened to our general. And I don't know all the great details. So it's only right that we bring in the experts. As I was telling the brothers last night, are you an expert? Well, we have an expert in liberation and in the liberation movement and in the fighting of the front line for the liberation for our people. With that being said, salute, Dr. Alli. How you doing, brother?
Salute. Maintaining under these circumstances. How are you doing, Brother Tahaka Bey?
Brother, I'm doing well. Pardon my long introduction. I gotta talk to the family. We go way back. We go way back to the ancestors. But brother, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Dr. Alli Muhammad? Because I don't want to get you mixed up with the other brother, Alli Muhammad, that's in what they would call the conscious community. Because I see you as a true liberator, and we don't want to get that mixed up. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself, brother? But don't give them too much.
Yes, indeed. Well, first and foremost, I'd like to say appreciate you and appreciate the information that you shared, and appreciate all the information that you share, indeed, and appreciate you opening up this platform. Yes, me, Dr. Alli Muhammad MD, I'm the Chief General Commander of the Revolutionary Black Panther Party. The Revolutionary Black Panther Party, we are indeed the same Black Panther Party of the 1960s. Just updated today to deal with today's standards of warfare that's aimed against our people. Our overall mission, ideology, platform, and philosophy is what I coin and develop as Lone Collectivism. What that is us feeding, clothing, sheltering, training, and indeed defending the people in order to bring into existence what I coin as high-end collectivism, which is the people being self-sufficient doing for self. As far as my background, I was raised a Panther Cub, and we are very diligent in the struggle for the liberation of our people. More of my background, I have a medical degree in internal medicine. I also have a medical degree in neurology, and I'm a behavioral psychologist and child psychologist, and I also deal with trauma, PTSD, and couples counseling.
Woo! Hey, brother, we got the real deal. This ain't no bodega scholar. Hey, you got to excuse me, brother. We get a lot of bodega. We had a couple bodega scholars. We got the real deal. Salute to Morris World TV. And let me give a special shout out to my beautiful sister, Crystal Muhammad.
Black
right
Power.
now, let's keep her in our prayers. She's going through a little bit of struggle dealing with the snow in Texas. And so That's something that they really not used to. And she contacted me. She was supposed to be here tonight. She might still try to chime in, but she's on a generator. And she's a survivor. She's a fighter. They're doing well. They're okay, but she's just on a generator, and she might not have the power to come on the show. You know what I'm saying? However, I want y'all to keep that regime in our prayer, and I'm talking about the regime led by our sister Crystal Muhammad. Y'all follow me? So there you go, my brother. So come on, brother, talk to me, brother. Can you give us some history about the Black Panther Party and how you come in as the general of today?
The history of the party. Well, most people actually believe that the party started inside of Oakland, California in 66. Most are not aware that the party started in 1965 in Lowndes County, Alabama by Baba Kwame Ture, a.k.a. Stokely Carmichael. And at that time, the formula was to develop an armed struggle to what we coined then the civil rights movement. This is before the exacerbation of the human rights and all of that. And so in essence, in the South, we had an issue with not having autonomy, not being able to secure our environment. At the time, it was to secure the Black vote. And so in essence, he armed the movement. Now, he wasn't the first. We know about Robert Williams and, others before, but the fact he popularized it. And so he carried that formula throughout the country, went to Berkeley. And at that time, Dr. Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale were attending. And this is the second phase of the party in Oakland, California. Dealing with the dynamic of all that COINTELPRO did, destabilizing the party in 82 and all of that. There were countless revolutionaries, my parents, of course, being Panthers, and other Panthers and dynamics who, in essence, continued work. They continued the work. And so when you deal with revolution, no one can shut down the revolution. There must be continuity. And as one said, you can kill the revolution, you can try to kill the ideology, but you cannot kill the revolutionary. And so in essence, as time progressed and things progressed, the Revolutionary Black Panther Party, we are in the third phase of the party. There is different dynamics and different Panthers of various persuasions, and we all have our uniqueness. Number one, you have the New Black Panther Party. You have the Seven City Panther Party. You have various different dynamics, each of us having our uniqueness. But in essence, we stand in on the dynamics of the 60s, and others are modernized in the way, and they fight hard. Like you mentioned, Sister Crystal Muhammad, she's a close comrade, and she's not no comrade in we just talk comrade. We've been boots on the ground comrades, watching each other six comrades, in hostile environment comrades. Unfortunately, at that time, when we've been in extreme boots on the ground, we want boots on the ground when one of our other comrades got assassinated back in 2014, Fahim Ali RBG, in the midst of the battlefield. So we go way back. But in essence, again, our mission is to feed, clothe, shelter, train, defend. And we stand in this modern day as Panthers, Revolutionary Panthers.
So let's go up into what
Brother Tahaka, your audio is cutting up.
Can you hear me?
Perfect now, yeah.
You can hear me? Okay, let me bring my mic to me. I want to make sure. Press one. Hey, y'all, let me know if y'all can't hear me. Y'all press one if y'all can't hear me, because we want to get all this. So brother, where are you located? What is your where is your team located? I think you out of California.
We have chapters throughout the country. I was in Jackson, Mississippi for a while, and as far as our HQ, initially we had an HQ in Jackson, but I'm currently in Orlando, Florida.
Okay, Orlando, Florida. I don't know why I thought California. I'm thinking about my brother King T. I'm about to tell King T, if you hit Cali, you better go hook up with my bro. But yeah, let's get to some of the conversation about the brother. Who was our brother? Can you give us a background or a structure this conversation about our brother who that is said to be poison. I don't know enough details
Yes.
as of yet,
Yes.
but can we structure the conversation and personalize it for us so we can see who our brother is? I'm gonna grab a photo right now so everybody can see what our brother looks like. So you can
Yes.
take it from there, brother.
Okay, very good. Yes. General Ayaziwa Nkosi, aka John Singleton, slave named John Singleton, was a very, very great, bold revolutionary, a brother who gave his heart and time to the mission at all times. You know, his background prior to being involved in the movement, he was in the U.S. military, he was in the Navy. He did a lot of things for the people, even at that time, and it kind of gave him problems while he was actually in the U.S. military. Our brother put his time, his energy into making sure serious programs went on in Southern California. The food programs, that they were very successful, feeding countless people and providing clothes and providing outlets where people can have shelter and things of that nature, and fulfilling the mission, which is to feed, clothe, shelter, train, and defend. That's a marginal description and depiction of him, but he was also a very core and dedicated brother. He was a no nonsense person. You couldn't come to him with no propaganda. You couldn't come to him with no type of COINTELPRO slander, gossip, rumor, drama. He shut it down immediately, and he was no nonsense and straight to the point. He also basically took a strong stance against the vaccinations, the COVID vaccinations, against this Biden administration, and all sorts of different things. He was a very strong and powerful brother. Now, I'll explain this part about it just to throw things tighter together. So on February the 4th, 2020, my 3-year-old son ended up in a near drowning accident. And me and my family have been going through a lot. So, you know, he's in a coma currently now. He's 4 now, but he's in a coma. And so in my absence, General Aziwa and General Nazir basically took over duties for me in the party. General Oswald being the National Minister of Defense for the Revolutionary Black Panther Party, and General Nazir, of course, being Internal Security. General Oswald also being the LA chapter leader. Now, the reason why this is significant and this is important is because there's a continuity of COINTELPRO implanted ops, like the example that many of you saw in the movie, like William O'Neill, who infiltrates the Black Panther Party. Now, many get all caught up in the titles and labels. What adjective is this? What adjective is that? We to the enemy, we all Panthers. Whether you see new, whether you see revolutionary, whether you see this, whether you see that, we all the same. That's how they see us, and they've targeted us always in that way. So we've had heavy infiltration. We had infiltration to the point that I was poisoned in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, suffering from pulmonary failure to the point that I was in a coma for 14 days. And that's how serious this stuff is. And there were operatives out of that city to the point that this COINTELPRO was so thick, we had to put a $400 million lawsuit against the police department that is still pending. And that's how deep that is. I'm mentioning that because it leads up to this. One of those operatives was in Los Angeles, California. Is my feed freezing up, or can you hear me?
You brother, let me tell you something. I like to move myself out because just keep flowing because people need to hear this. Brother, this is it's unfortunate, but the information is just so potent. So I just give you the whole screen sometimes.
Copy that. So one of those operatives ended up in Los Angeles, California, at Leimert Park a few weeks ago. This was in actually in December, and General Aziwa was responsible for contacting some of our street tribe comrades out there in the 60s and got the operative out of the area, out of the park in that area. The reason why this is significant is because the same operative had sent law enforcement to my house, making up all kind of crazy stories that I'm inside the house and I'm gonna kill myself, all kind of crazy things because they came banging on my door. And so my family knows better. And they say, yeah, we're here for him, and we got a call that he's trying to take his life, and so we have to enter. And they're like, you're not entering here. This happened December 4th of 2020. They did this on December 4th, 2020. And so they tried to force entry. My family wouldn't allow it. They came at 7 p.m. Eastern, and they stayed until 4 a.m. in the morning. But my family still wouldn't let me in. They said they know I was in the house because they pinged my phone, they said. So in essence, they kept on doing this over and over again. And the reason why we know it was the operative, because they were bragging about it and talking to people about it, and made and thought that something was going to happen to me. And so we know, and we believe anyway, we believe that their plan was to come in there and harm me and probably harm my family. And since that was the reason why they said they came, about me, quote unquote, harming myself, to say maybe I did something like that. But our family held the line and held it down. But this is all at the same time that my 4-year-old son, who's in a coma, is upstairs getting medical care, because we have home health care, and we also provide help for him 12 to 16 hours medical care. But moving forward, though, so the same operative, General Ayaziwa, had to confront them. So this leads up to right now. On last Thursday, which was February 11th, I get a phone call from someone connected to the same ops. Now, how this comes into perspective, around December 6th, this person calls me. Reason why I'm not calling names yet, I may drop some names in this, but I just need to get the information out first. So I get a phone call from somebody who joined the Revolutionary Black Panther Party a year and a half ago. And they say, Chief, I know things are going on with you and Deputy Chief and, your son and all of that. And you all, have a lot of personal things you have to take care of because of your son's illness. But, what can I do to help? Start, extending their hand. This person also has 8 years U.S. military background, particularly in communications. I said that to say, U.S. military intelligence makes most of the CIA's work look like child's play, but that comes straight out the DIA. But getting back to the point. So, in essence, they kept on insisting. And I said, well, the stuff you're talking about fits the capacity of a chief of staff. Our chief of staff has actually been on a leave of absence for a long time. I said, so you can be trained to carry out that position. However, you have to do some paperwork. So sent the person the paperwork. So they were working with General Ayaziwa and General Nazir. I say that to say this. They start doing real funny things. They start trying to ask for everybody's information. They want addresses, phone numbers, email address, where this person is, where that person is. And then all of a sudden they start creating chapters all over the place, like 12, 14, 30 chapters in a small amount of time, and also stealing funds from people. See, at first, this was unknown until the actual veil got pulled up. So here's the next thing. So I'm bringing it up to modern times. So February 11th, 2021, that was last Thursday at 8 a.m. Eastern. I got a phone call from this person. And they're like, Chief, you got two options. They say one option is you either step down and let me take over the party, or I will resign and take everybody with me. But they were cussing all. So I said, first of all, you're going to check your tone, and you're going to show some respect. I said, and you're going to take the profanity out of your conversation, and we're going to start this over again. So the whole conversation led to making these far-fetched snitch jacking and snitch bagging allegations against General Ayaziwa and General Nazir. She said he was an infiltrator, he was a poser, he's stealing money, he's doing what he want to do, and I need to understand that the people closest to me in my time of despair and my dire situation with my son is taking advantage of the party. And so I guess this person here is supposed to be the savior. So they went on and on talking about how we need to get rid of General Ayaziwa, and how if necessary they could go check him. So they were saying all sorts of different things, right? So and then start asking me how long I knew General Ayaziwa Nazir. Information is disseminated on a need to know basis, but also there's ways to handle ops too, because it wasn't the first time I've heard that rhetoric. In Milwaukee, they came with that rhetoric. They always come with that rhetoric, because when you can't be bought and you can't be sold, they will target you in that way. They want you gone. So here's the point. So soon as I hung up, I called General Ayaziwa and General Nazir, and we went on a security call, and we went on a few of them. And one of them went on to like 5 a.m. Eastern, which led into February the 12th, 2021. And this was about what we were going to do with this person. We put together a 48-hour contingency plan. A part of it was to go visit them too. That was a part of it. So before we can even do it, I speak to General Ayaziwa later on at about noon his time, about 15 minutes to noon his time, which is Pacific time, right? And when I called him, he's arguing with someone. He's like, I don't like when nobody, excuse the profanity. He said, I don't like when nobody fucks with my drink. He said, don't be fucking with my drink. I said, hold on for a minute, General. I said, what's going on? What's going on? And he said, hold on for a minute, Chief. He's like, I don't like that shit. Don't be fucking with my drink. I said, General, go ahead and handle that, and I'll give you a call back. So I didn't think too much of it. I didn't think much of it at the time, But then I say, like 5 hours go by. And then I get a message from General Nazir, who's the National Minister of Internal Security, telling me that General Ayaziwa is dead. So that's first I was like, this gotta be a joke. General Ayaziwa is a very healthy person. He works out all the time. He goes hiking, he rides motorcycle, he do all sorts of healthy stuff, constantly working out, and he has a great diet. So I called his phone, and then his son answers and told me something that was extra strange. So here's what his son said. His son said he got a call from the coroner's office. Okay, put it like this. General Ayaziwa was at a gym, Planet Fitness, okay? So when you are at a gym, you have to fill out paperwork. On that paperwork, it has to show emergency contact and maybe about 2 people in case you don't pay your bill that they're going to harass and call, right? So there's information there, right? And the same contact is who the coroner's call. So he's at the gym, okay? No one at the gym called the family. EMS, EMT comes out. None of them call the family. No hospital calls the family. The family gets a call hours after it is alleged that he passed, right? Which is very strange. From the coroner's office, from the sheriff's office, telling them the body's at the coroner. What is the importance that I'm saying about this? Am I just saying, they should have some type of emotion? No. What I'm saying is that there's protocols and things, especially medically speaking. Okay, if EMS and EMT is on the scene and they're in an environment, they want to know what type of issues or condition a person may have. They want to know what type of allergy. They want to know a whole bunch of things. And at a gym, that information, if the emergency contact is disseminated, but nobody contacted the family. What's the importance of them even trying to contact the family once he reaches a hospital? Because some people have a DNR, which means a do not resuscitate order. If they have heart failure or lung failure, right, or situation that involves resuscitation. Some people have what's known as medical directives of being full coded or fully coded, which means that you're going to do what is ever necessary to sustain their life. So when you don't contact a family, when you don't do that, they also violated procedures and protocol by not contacting the family. Because like the situation with my son, not to get off topic, we had to fight tooth and nail to preserve his life because basically they were trying to take my son off of life support and I wasn't having it. So we had to get 2 lawyers, and that's another topic for another time, but it was deep. They started talking about, he's a black child and you don't want him to, just all kind of crazy stuff, right? But at that time, my son was only unconscious, but he was controlling his everything on his own, even urinating and defecating on his own. He's never had to have a catheter or anything like that. And now he's in a partial coma because he moves a lot. But the point is that they did all of that to him. And I had to prepare his medical directives so they could have him full coded so they don't try to take his life. But we fought them every day, though. And these crackers was off the chain. They even actually put it in their security that I was to be banned from the hospital because they say I threatened them. And I ain't never threatened one of those crackers. I never threatened any of them. I just told them because they had attitudes and words. I said, listen, while my son is at this hospital, the only thing I'm concerned about in this hospital and in this hospital room is his life. That's what I'm concerned about. And your concern should be your oath to preserve life, right? I said, however, if you got any attitudes or anything personal, let's take it to the parking lot and we can discuss all of that shit that you're talking about. But in here with my son, we're not going to have that. So they said that was a threat. Now, I know how to threaten somebody, but that wasn't no threat. But getting back to General Ayaziwa. So, in essence, we had very peculiar activity. The person that I'm talking about that gave me the phone call, basically was a collaborator with the other ops that's been actually creating propaganda, COINTELPRO, slander, gossip, Roman drama against the party for about 4 or 5 years now. And so, in essence, we understand that it's not an unintentional thing. We fully believe that his death is an assassination and a murder on the threshold of the release of a film where a esteemed Black Panther leader also had something put in their beverage that then gave the enemy an opportunity to come in and attack while they were in a state that they couldn't get conscious out of, and they took their life. And that's the deeper context of just some background about it. And I'll continue further on the issue with that in COINTELPRO, but I know you have some questions.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, can you give us a rundown, maybe paint the picture on how they tried to take you out? What was the circumstances surrounding that?
Okay, so let me break this down. So I have to start here in order to explain that to you. So the most recent murder was in May of 2014, and that was Brother Fahim Ali RBG. He was an actual underground affiliate of the RBPP, but also involved with the NBPP. When you get warriors like that, he was the National Minister of Information for the NBP, the
Hey, brother,
ran the
let me
radio
pause
station.
for 1 second. Hold that thought, family. This what I really want y'all to if you are able to, and I always say if you are able, there's a lot of expenses that the family are going to incur because of these set of circumstances of our brother passing and being poisoned. With that being said, family, the link is in the chat. And as the link is in the chat, we ask that you, if you're able, support the Cash App. I'm going to be putting the Cash App in there. We just need to come together at this time. You know, funeral expenses, even mobilizing people out to have a ceremony. Everything costs something. Hotels, food, whatever the case may be. And I think this is a time where we can all throw $1, $5, $10, $15, $20, or whatever you is able to make sure that this brother get a proper burial and that his family won't feel the strain and the pain that in conjunction to losing a loved one. Now they got a financial hardship, you know. So I'm just asking that everybody, if you're able to, you know, throw something in the Cash App, you know, show a little bit of love to lift the burden off the family. We all know that when you show some love, especially on the cash level, it helps relieve a little bit of the burden to the part where you don't have to worry about from a financial point of view. You already got the grief, you already got the longing and the misfortune that's happened, and it just makes it a little, I ain't gonna say easy, but it kind of lifts the burdens of not to worry about the financial aspect of it. So if you're able, I'm gonna be putting the link in here. The sister has been putting the link in there. Again, support the Cash App so the family and the friends won't have to struggle so much in giving our brother a proper burial, and any other thing that goes with that. All right, there you go, brother.
Thank you, and we definitely appreciate that. You can actually give your support to not hashtag, I'm sorry, $ RBPPMOJ, and that's a Cash App, $ RBPPMOJ, and your help will go a long way. What I will do is I'm going to summarize what happened to me because I'm looking at the time, and because I did want to get into some of the
Brother,
dynamics.
you can go, you can just flow, bro. I'm not really pressed for time. You all right?
Okay, very good, very good. So here's the thing: what I would like to before I get to myself and get back to Brother Ayaziwa, I like to start here. I know initially I love to send the greetings to the entire family, so I love to do that. So let me do that before I get deep into breaking down some dynamics of COINTELPRO and the relevance of this situation and circumstances, which is unfortunate. I first like to send extended greetings to various members of the community. Traditionally, some communities, Assalamu alaikum, Shalom alaikum. And to one member of the family, I like to say Hotep, Ma'at Hotep, Shemin Hotep, and Imhotep. And to another great member of the family, Islam. Islam. To another great member of the family. And also like to say free the lands and free the people by any and all means necessary.
Yes.
And since we going there, where my GDs at?
That,
GD folk, GD folk, disciple. G be the reason. G be the reason. Where my bloods at? So woo.
now let me stop.
Woo. And to another member of the family, we say, Courier, what's up, cuz? And sending the various greetings to the various houses of Rastafari, 12 Tribe, Naya Bengi, Bubba Shanti. We say, Ja, Rastafari. Sending the greetings to the nation of gods and earth, peace God and peace earth. Greetings, blessed one love in all stages and segments and legacies and connections and extensions of black love, black laws, and black power, and all power to the people. I had to do that, brother Tahaka. It's
Yes,
on my
sir,
heart.
brother.
That's how I
Brother,
always do.
hey,
That's how I always do.
you know, I ain't gonna say no more.
But I like to speak to the people on the dynamics of COINTELPRO. First and foremost, out of all of our studies, empirical science is best qualified and most attractive to reward us with the facts, and the facts are best qualified to reward us with the truth. And out of all of our studies, empirical script or scripture, the writings on the walls, are responsible for giving us the basis of laws and morality and things of that nature. And out of all of our studies, empirical sociology is best qualified to reward us with an empirical social dynamic to analyze our situation and circumstances on a sociological level. And empirical psychology is best qualified to give us an empirical psychoanalysis of our condition and those who put us in that position. And last but not least, out of all of our studies, empirical history, our story, your story, the black story, is best qualified to reward us with a proper dynamic of what happened before. Because if you knew or know what happened yesterday, we can handle today. And too often, we are doomed to repeat history because we're not aware of what is going on. So that's the dynamic. So I'm going to come from that empirical basis in the history so we can understand what it is we're dealing with, so that in the conclusion of all of our work and efforts, we'll be able to fight much harder and know why it is important to support, know the importance of mobilization, know the importance of investigations, know the importance of armed struggle and self-defense, because it is very important, highly important. See, here's the thing. When we were on the chattel plantation, there was no FBI, there was no CIA, there was no modern military of law enforcement as you know today. You had the paddy rollers and slave patrol on the plantation, and some butt-licking, butt-sucking, foot-licking, toe-sucking, hoofing, jig-dancing, coning, clowning, tiled down, undercooked, under-roasted, emasculated, oppressed, and debilitated, green, saturated, concentrated, slack spine, bent over backwards Negroes that will snitch to the slave master, snitch to the paddy rollers, snitch to the slave patrols. And that's how they kept tabs on us. That was their investigation dynamics. That was their intelligence dynamics. However, when they came with that falsified liberation, with the Emancipation Proclamation, and as Brother Tahaka Bey talked about and touched it very briefly, stinking Abraham Lincoln and the madness that he came on with. And when they came from that level, they began to militarize and organize law enforcement from former Confederate soldiers. And then they developed the Bureau of Investigation. When the Bureau of Investigation came along, the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey began to be the target in their clutches. And they tried to take his life, but he survived. One thing you must know, and I always share and always teach, that when the enemy cannot physically kill you, they will assassinate your character. And most of the time, this is to isolate you. This is where snitch jacket and the snitch bagging come in. So when they rolled against Garvey, they said Garvey was an enemy of his own people. Garvey was some type of op. Garvey was working with this thing and that thing, the Klan, a womanizer, stealing money, and all sorts of crazy things. Go through the list. What happened to Prophet Noble Jew Ali? Go through the list. What happened to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the allegations they had balance between him and Malcolm and all that foolishness? What happened with all of our greats? What happened going into the party in the 60s and how they targeted us? What they did to us? What happened? When they can't physically remove you, they would use character assassination, but their duty is to remove you. So we go on the Baba Huey P. Newton. They couldn't kill him with Officer Fry's situation. He defended himself. But in later times, they were able to character assassinate him to the point to where that's a form of murder when they take your character from you. They said Baba Huey brutalized women. He was a womanizer. He was a drug addict. He was a crook, a thief, a op, all sorts of things, which he was not. But that was to tear down the party that eventually led, as some years went by, to them trying to, as they say, shut everything down. But what's the importance of me saying that? Because in 1939, global European organizations, think tanks, and law enforcement and military gathered at the King Alfred HMS military land military base and Hove in Sussex, which is in England, in 1939. And they discussed what they would collectively do to globally neutralize and exterminate and control melanated people throughout the world. And in essence, the U.S. led that delegation. When that delegation came back in the 1940s, they came up with the OSS, which was that 1945, which in 1947 became the CIA. Eventually, the Bureau of Investigation became the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and the U.S. military sent a group they called the Observer Group, which became later known as the Amphibious Raiders, then the Navy SEALs. And these groups had agendas, how they would deal with us. So out of that, the FBI, of course, had COINTELPRO. That was their King Alfred plan. Out of that, the CIA had MH Chaos. That was their King Alfred plan. And the U.S. military had Operation Garden Plot. That was their King Alfred plan. How they would exterminate us and each thing work effectively. Because in MH Chaos, the sub-program was MK Ultra. How they would use mind control, how they would use music and social engineering to get at us. How they would use propaganda to get at us. How they would use media to get at us. And then you had MK Naomi, how they would do psychochemical warfare, drugging our community and socially engineering that with us. And the U.S. military Garden Plot more or less dealt with Hollywood and using different structures like how the Mac and Superfly neutralize that whole science that they put out with neutralize everything we was trying to stand on in that particular way. But I'm setting a table before us to get into now. So their goal and objective has always been to neutralize those who were the strongest amongst us. That's why they had them ops on the plantation, because they were the ones who would tell the enemy, this person's doing this, that person's doing that. So they always wanted to neutralize, quote unquote, the Black Messiah. Gabi was a Black Messiah. Prophet Noble Jew Ali was a Black Messiah. Honorable Elijah Muhammad was a Black Messiah. Malcolm X was a Black Messiah. In the party, when all of our great elders rose up, they were Black Messiahs. Baba Huey P. Newton, Black Messiah. And so when you stand up for the liberation of the people, male or female, this is what they see. And this is what they always have been against. So in getting into Ayaziwa, General Ayaziwa, we have to deal with this dynamic as Brother Tahaka Bay asked me about myself. So in 2016, this was in June of 2016, I was talking about assassination that took place. We're going to have to cover that another time, but Brother Fahim Ali RBG. This was in Miami. And there were operatives who were around him, bringing drugs into another group. I'm not going to say their name right now. Our name drop, but I can do that another time. But it gets that deep, okay? So these operatives then begin to join our ranks. So we didn't know who they was at first. And so once they got totally exposed, because we're investigating at the same time, then 2 weeks before one of our generals then got assassinated, they said they were coming to my house to shoot up my house. So people in the movement knew about this and all that, but I was ready. They could have tried to come if they wanted to, but they wouldn't have left alive. However, in St. Louis, Missouri, we had a general named General Hadari Julani, may he rest in power, also known as Angela Brown. You can look him up. He was one of the organizers in Ferguson. He joined us for security and protection, and it worked well. But prior to his assassination, the local police were ripping up his flyers, doing different things, and he met this new female, this new person. And he was at her house one day, and allegedly they said they came out for a domestic violence situation, and he fired shots at them, and that's how he ended up dying. But when we did deep investigation, we found out that they had him behind the building. They shot him in his head, so we knew what kind of dynamic that was all about. I said it to say, after that, operatives begin to roll in. The Milwaukee operative that we speaking of, that's been doing things for years, that General Ayaziwa had to run out of LA, that was in communication with the person that called me last Thursday. And here's the thing with Milwaukee. When I was in Milwaukee, I was doing a radio interview and had a press conference I was getting ready to do in front of this liquor store because too many deaths was happening on their doorsteps. And I had checked the owner and told him, if one more person dies, then I'm shutting it down. So at 7 p.m., we're supposed to meet over at that liquor store. So something told me that was the answer, to change vehicle. So I did. So the first vehicle pulled up. You had about 4 or 5 officers come at that vehicle, recorded, because one person went live, the other ones used their phone, and one with a scully on with a gun, and he's like, where is he? And tell me when to do this. Tell me what to do. And so they eventually gave them a loitering ticket, right? But nobody knew anything of really what happened until the court came for that loitering ticket, and they had the shopkeeper come in. And this is documented. The shopkeeper came to court and he was crying. He said they were going to hurt that man. He said they wanted to kill that man. He said they said that when the chief of the RBPP got to the liquor store, that they were going to do seriously bodily harm or kill him. And that's a part of that $400 million lawsuit. So my point is that they target us. They target us all. I know they targeting you. They target every last one of us. But when it comes to the strength, when you can't be bought and you can't be sold, there's things they will do. They will attack your character. They will snitch jacket you. I ain't saying that ain't no damn snitches and ops out there, but I'm just saying they will do that to good people when they can't kill you. You know what I'm saying? And so getting into General Ayaziwa, if they can't touch me, they touch those who are strong and keeping things going. He was doing a complete overhaul with work in Southern California. He was doing great work. He was rebuilding a lot of things, all the way, even going to connecting with some in Oakland and all of that, because he used to live there as well. And he was doing great work before they did what they did to him. But the point is that we want the listening audience to know it is very imperative that we conduct this investigation, meaning that we're doing a private investigation. We're doing our own autopsy, second autopsy, so that we're thorough. We have to make funeral arrangements, mobilization on the ground. And someone said, what does got to do with me? A lot to do with you. Here's the thing about it. Because some say, well, if you don't do this and you don't do that, maybe the people won't come at you like that. Listen, maybe he wasn't a Panther, he'll be alive. One thing got nothing to do with the other. Eric Garner wasn't a Panther. George Floyd wasn't a Panther. Ahmaud Arbery, they weren't Panthers. Sandra Bland was not a Panther. Corin Gaines was not a Panther. It's just a fact, not a fiction, that every 28 to 34 hours in this country, people of African descent, this is still documented and still factual, are victims of agents of the state known as law enforcement. Because unfortunately, the color of our skin has been chosen by them as our uniform, and this is what they target. It doesn't matter what you're affiliated with or who you're affiliated with. And those of us who stand up for the people, we become a target, yes, but you're the main target. They only target us because we're trying to protect you. And so by helping us in this stance, we continue to do the work to protect and serve you. Like I said, our mission is to feed, clothe, shelter, train, and defend you, so that you can be self-sufficient to do for yourself. And it is that they are against. Because wherever we are in the city, we have those programs well for the people. We feed the people. Even the crime rate goes down when we do this work in the community. So we need your help. We need your support to be able to bring justice to the life of Brother Ayaziwa, to bring justice to those around that surrounded the work that he did, and to mobilize. We're asking you right now, family, to please contribute, support. Please do so. For those of you that got $1, $2, $5, that's all good. $10, $20, $40, it's all good. It's $RBPPMOJ. That's $RBPPMOJ to help support. But there's some of you who can do much stronger. Those of you with your 50s, with your 100s, with your 200s, with your 1,000, anything that you can contribute, please do so to help us do this work, to help us continue this work. RBPP, $RBPPMOJ at Cash App to help us carry this work out. It's important I mention this because too often we think that work can just be done without any support. Gas, tires, energy, sleep, food, all of that cost. But here's what we got to understand. We're too caught up in capitalism that some of us are like this. Some of us are exploiters of the people. Well, we want to be pimps against the people. Some of us are also whores of the people. We just want to do it and don't care about anything. So we got a pimp and whore mindset that we got to get rid of because it's about collectivism. And we believe in collectivism. We believe in from each according to their ability to each according to their contribution. To each according to their contribution. That means we will help each other. But it must be contribution. It can't be parasitical one way or another. There must be contribution and collectivism, and that's why it's important to support. Thank you very much, Brother Tahaka Bey, and I'm open for questions.
Yeah, I just wanted to look at how these people are moving, and how did they come to address you, and then a little bit more detail on I don't know where that clicking coming from. A little bit more detail on the brother's circumstances.
Yes. So the reason why they were able to, you mean from the phone call?
No, when they tried to poison you or something.
Oh, well, basically they were part of that chapter in Milwaukee. And this was at a safe house. And it involved who was serving my food. So there was constantly stuff being put in my food and constantly stuff being put in my drink. It didn't happen one time. It was over a continued period. So eventually it just caught up with me. And that's basically, how that happened. When they did, they actually did, check me out and everything, they said I had traces of cyanide in my system. It was just not enough to kill me, but it was enough to hurt me. So that's basically what it was. And they did this for a period of time. It wasn't like an overnight thing. And then there were people, when we did the investigation in the party, there were people who saw things happen. Some people, I questioned them and their involvement, and others, it's just the fact of their lack of really paying the attention they needed to pay. Because we had a lot of people that included internal security, and there were certain things that person should not have been able to do, but they did. And that's what's unfortunate. But they were part of the chapter, and that's how they were able to get close to me.
Okay, I got you. How about a little bit more details on the brother? Do you have any details on the Planet Fitness situation?
Yeah, so when I spoke to him, that's where he was. He was at Planet Fitness, and he was arguing with somebody about his drink. About his drink. About he don't like when Mother F was F with his drink. But he was at Planet Fitness when I spoke to him, and the point of the suspicion and this allegedly being a poison against him is the fact of all the other things that led up to it. We had just got off that call not too long ago about what we were getting ready to do with these ops, what we were about to do. And he, not that long ago, weeks ago, prior to that, had ran one of the main ops out of LA. So he was at Planet Fitness when this particular thing happened. And again, when it happened, Planet Fitness, no EMT, EMS, or a hospital contacted anybody. They waited till he was well gone, deceased, hours later, and the sheriff's department made the call. And all of that, anybody that's first responder, anybody that's in aspects of that life, that is not the way things go at all. And there's a reason why you fill out that emergency contact paperwork at the gym. It's for emergencies. That's what it's for.
I had to put my headphones on because you ever know, every time I talk, it sounds like I'm hearing typing.
And I hear that too.
But what I'm saying is, this happens when a couple people come on, and you.
Oh, the ops.
Yeah, for real. This is the strangest thing. You know what I mean?
And I want the option though. There's no weakness on this end. Some people, they got they romanticize revolution. And they'll say, well, how come y'all ain't doing this? And why y'all ain't killing nobody? And, all this other crazy talk they'll say. Here's the thing about it, what I want to make clear. When a life is taken, there's not anything you can do except get justice for life. However, if you are there, you can prevent life from being taken. That's a whole different thing. And I'm going to say this, regardless of who it is, even if I don't know you, if I was ever anywhere where one of our people's life was put in imminent threat or danger by an enemy, I would lawfully use everything within my power to take the life of the one trying to take your life. So just always remember that all of us are trained like that in the party. That's how we stand. And all revolutionaries truly stand that way. Truly stand that way. That to take the life of those in self-defense that's trying to take the life of the people. But that's the deeper dynamic. But the Huckabee, did you have did I answer the question first and foremost?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just be thinking about this mic acting funny. When I do some of these shows, not only do this stuff act funny, but you get a lot of robot posts going on. There be a whole bunch of stuff going on, but I ain't gonna. It is what it is. They're gonna do what they do. So, but with that being said, do the brother have a family?
I can't even hear. They got it. I can't hear you.
Hold up, I can't hear you. It's cutting me off now. Hold up.
And I still can't hear it.
Hold on 1 second. Can you hear me now? Check.
Better, but it's like
can you hear me
static,
now?
but I'm listening. Go ahead.
You can hear me now?
A little bit. Yeah, it's a little static, but I can get enough to comprehend.
And even yours sounded funny now. Check.
It's all.
Hold up.
I ain't gonna call him the name, but you say your boy know that do communication. I ain't gonna call his name. Know how to mess with the system.
You sounded funny now. Hold up 1 second. Let me try this.
Wow. That's an echo.
Now you sounded funny. Yeah, but it is what it is.
They're not gonna stop this.
Yeah, they hear me.
More and more. They're not gonna stop this. They're not gonna stop it.
So can y'all hear Dr. Ali?
One more time.
Are y'all able to hear Dr. Ali?
Can you hear me? Wow, it's echoing like it's echoing.
Yeah, it sound crazy. This is weird. This is crazy. They can't hear you.
That's how the enemy operates.
So look, hey brother Ali, are you? Yeah, it is what it is. Are you available tomorrow? That's crazy. It's crazy. Look, can y'all hear me? Are you able to hear me, family? He just cut straight off now. Press 1 if you can hear me. That's crazy. Y'all can hear me? Okay, y'all can hear me. That's crazy. So his thing just dropped straight off. It just dropped straight off. Do y'all remember when I was doing Grandmaster J shows and this was happening? This didn't happen only when I was doing Grandmaster J shows, Summer Crystal Muhammad shows, and this. Y'all remember that? Well, family, Sister Dolores said we need our own demonstration. And I'm going to tell you, anybody who donate to Moorish World TV, I'm telling you, that's what we're working on right now. You know what I mean? That's what we're working on right now. Anybody who ever donated into the Cash App, listen, that's what we're working on right now. And I'm going to show you in 1 second. Bay. We work, you know, I don't want to give up too in too much right now. But we working on it right now. Hold up. Wait 1 second. Hey. And I ain't gonna front with you. We definitely working on it right now as we speak. I'll take it to it. I got somebody working on it right now as we speak, family. Listen, I ain't gonna play. You see how people be playing with you know how people be messing with the bread? If you donate to Brother Tahaka Bay, I'm working with you. You know what I mean? So I got we're still working on it right now, but hold on 1 second. Let me show you something. We're working on it right now as we speak. You see this? We're working on it right now where you'll be able to go straight to the website. So if it comes down here, you'll be able to go to the website because we're about to get into some real serious information. You know what I mean? We're working on it right now. Let's see what this is. Oh, that was on. Yeah, we're working on it right now. So forget that. Don't worry about that. We don't need to hear that no more. But so family, if you again have made a contribution to Moorish World TV, we getting it together, family. So it's gonna stream here on YouTube, but we're gonna back it up and stream on tahakabay.com. And we're about to get into some real stuff. Some real stuff. So we're gonna be streaming 2 places at one time. That way, I'm trying to tell you, it's not a game. I got some serious information coming up for you, family. You know what I mean? I didn't expect this. Let me thank all of those who have contributed. Some people don't like to be names, but if you contribute to the Cash App, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. And I'm telling you that we are going to be we're using this finance to advance our media. We used it to advance our media. You know what I'm saying? Because we need our media to speak for us in combating those medias that don't speak for us. Now, let me see something.
This number is using RoboKiller to screen their calls.
Let me check it 1 second.
Your name and the purpose of your call, and I'll try to connect you.
Brother Tahaka Bay. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get him back in here.
Thanks.
I'm gonna see if I can get him back in here hitting the link. But if not, we're gonna set up another one. The brother was really breaking down some good science as it relates to liberation. So I don't know.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated system.
That's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. Well, family, we're gonna do media is a powerful drug. It was getting good, family. Family, would y'all be back with me tomorrow? I want to make a few calls, make sure that he's good. Will y'all join me tomorrow? I'm going to scrap my show I was going to do tomorrow. Press 1 if y'all want to join me tomorrow. I'm going to see if I can get them back on here and pick up where we left off. And even we can get into some more topics. If y'all say yes, then that's what I'm going to do. But I just want to I want to call around, make sure that the brother is good. All right. So that's what we'll do, family. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. I appreciate you. Let me just reach out to the brother, make sure all is well. I was getting in touch with him all day today, and so I see no reason why he wouldn't pick up right now. So I'm just going to check with him real quick, and then I get back with you, and I will put something on the in the comment section when after I talk to him. So salute. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for all the support. I'm telling you, family, I'm not taking the bread. I'm not putting the bread in the blunt. I'm going to expand this media. I'm not going to smoke up Boys World TV. He smoked up the house. Man, he smoked up the platform. Where my money at? I'm sorry, man. We're going to expand this platform. That's what we're going to do, family. That Tonga Bay that smoked up the platform. I'm just goofy, man. Y'all got to work. Shaw, work with me, Shaw. I like have a little fun every now and then. I can have fun. I can not salame. I just want to have fun a little bit. FDMG Academy. With that being said, let me call around, make sure everything good, family. And again, family, thank you for all your financial support to the cause of the Black Panther Party. Thank you for all the financial support for Moorish World TV. Because again, I'm telling you, I got somebody working on the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. Hit your Cash App. That's right. And no, you're not getting a refund for your $10. Hit your Cash App. Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. Hit your Cash App. PayPal. Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. PayPal. Hit your Cash App. PayPal, hit your Zelle. Don't forget your Zelle. If you got Zelle, hit your Zelle. Don't forget your PayPal. Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. Hit your PayPal. Don't even be saying that a lot. Let me go check on Big Bro. Hit your Zelle. Hit your Bank of America. He named all the banks. He named every bank in the United States. I gotta go, family. Peace and love.